Right Honorable Speaker, fellow citizens, Ghana for Ghana CEDIS APIKI. CEDIS APIKI. Mr. Speaker.
Hi guys, this is FAST on Ghana TV. Do like, share, and subscribe. President John Dramani Mahama engaged with the media on the 10th of September 2025. And in this interaction, Kemini, who works with TV3, asked President John Dramani Mahama specifically that, Mr. President, are you interfering in the exchange rate? Are you intervening in any way to make the city stronger? Guys, the response from President John Dramani Mahama baffles my head. Now, people are saying, or the fanatics of President Mahama are saying that the president was honest, and I share in that. But the truth of the matter is that reality has caught up with you. Were we not in this country when Kasia Atoforsen went to Ghana's parliament to say, Right Honorable Speaker, CEDIS APIKI? Guys, have a listen.
Reversed all the cedi depreciation in 2022, 2023, and 2024. This level of appreciation has never happened in the history of our country. Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, fellow citizens, Ghana for Ghana CEDIS APIKI. CEDIS APIKI.
Were we not in this country when President John Dramani Mahama told His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia that it is effective leadership that is driving the city, and it is because good managers of the economy are in charge. That is why the city is performing in the city? What was your response? What was the position and posture of the people in the NDC? Were you not saying this is autonomics? Were you not saying that it is Kasia Atoforsen, the maestro, who is dribbling the dollar? What was your position then? As we speak, the people of Ghana are worried because the exchange rate is now running like Usain Bolt one more time. And the question from Kemini struck the president, and it was quite unexpected. But the president at that point needed to acknowledge and admit. Please have a listen.
The first question is about the rise in the value of the cedi. We recognize a very steep appreciation in the value of the cedi in response to the reforms that we were carrying out. And for those of you who listened to me, there was one occasion where I said, people were asking whether it will go below 10. And I said, it is dropping, but it will find its true value. It was undervalued at 16, and it probably is overvalued at 10. But somewhere between there, we have the real value of the cedi. And so I believe that it is about stopping rapid depreciation of the currency. Almost every currency would realize either depreciation or appreciation in the course of a year. But when you have steep depreciation of about, like we had in 2024, 25% depreciation in the currency in the first half of the year, it makes planning difficult. And so, yes, Bank of Ghana has been intervening in the forex market, but they've withdrawn. And what happened was that because of the rapid appreciation in the value of the cedi, we saw an exponential increase in imports, because then people could buy cheaper dollars, and so they could import more, which is a natural economic phenomenon. But on the other side, exporters are not happy because they get less cedis for what they export. And so every country tries to find out a balance where exporters are able to do good business and importers are not overburdened by high forex rates. Where that lies, I don't know. I'm not a central bank. But the cedi is making an adjustment, and I believe that it will settle at a certain rate, and we will make sure that any depreciation that occurs in the value of the cedi is within a margin of about 5% per annum. That is what we target. And so for now, there's still speculation. It's also coincided with a period where we saw a reduction of 50% in remittances, because citizens in the diaspora were taken aback by the rapid appreciation of the cedi. And so if somebody was building a house, if he was going to send $100,000, it meant that he was losing a certain percentage of that 100,000. And most of them would decide to adopt a wait-and-see attitude and say, oh, no, as for CD, it's not possible that the CD can regain its value to that extent. By all means, it will go up again. So I'll hold back my remittance until the CD goes back up. So we saw a 50% reduction. But there were also some other factors. There were some money transfer companies that were collecting CDs abroad and not repatriating collecting dollars abroad and not repatriating the dollars. There were other which we're investigating. There were other cases where people applied through the commercial banks for
what is coming from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the people of Ghana have been reacting. And there are social media commentators and NPP TikToker who express his view about President Mahama's comment. Guys, have a listen.
Is that if indeed you injected over 40 billion, I didn't say 4 billion, I said 40 billion, and if it's indeed true that over 40 billion Ghana cedis that could have been used to help in other sectors was injected into a city that was already reviving slowly just for show, then it is quite evident that the NDC just meant to waste that money. If they had waited a little bit up until these periods where people needed, the dollar to go onto the world market to purchase their goods, then they would have injected it and stabilized the currency so that whilst, yes, I mean, my sister, whilst people are, the only reason why we've lost about 4 Ghana cedis on the currency in this small number of weeks is because the demand on dollar is high. And even with that, the people are saying they are not getting the dollar to buy. This has been on the news. Guta have said it severally, that their members are not getting the dollar to buy, to go onto the world market to buy import their goods. And so if the NDC had waited for the right time for capital injection, then it would have been the right thing to do. But injecting capital when the currency did not need that capital injection was an absolute waste of resources and mismanagement. If they had waited a little bit for that period, then it would have been said to have been the right thing to be done.
Mr. Speaker, as at end June 2025, the cedi appreciated by 42.6% against the US dollar, 30.3% against the British pound, and 25.6% against the euro. This is a significant improvement over the cedi depreciation of 18.6%, 17.9%, and 16.0% against the US dollar, British pound, and the euro. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, so far, we have almost reversed all the cedi depreciation in 2022, 2023, and 2024. This level of appreciation has never happened in the history of our country. Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, fellow citizens, Ghana cedi no APIKI. Cedi no APIKI. Mr. Speaker, these gains are largely due to strong fiscal consolidation, tight monetary policy, improved external sector balance, renewed investor confidence, positive market sentiment, credit rating upgrades, and successfully securing staff level agreement and subsequently the board level approval of the 4th